So the UFC middleweight division has recently been a place of gossips, of rumours, of whispers, of this is going to happen next. No, I think this is going to happen. Seems to be in a place of uncertainty right now, but things seem to be starting to come together. So I want to make this video to put the nails in the coffin on the fights that I want to see next happen at the middleweight division. Starting with, I feel like I don't even want to see this, but they seem to be going with Israel Adesanya versus Yoel Romero. In my opinion, they shouldn't do that whatsoever. I don't agree with them doing that at all. And I think it's stupid that they're doing it because they're rushing things. You've got Yoel Romero coming off a few fight losses. I think he's 1-3 in his last 4 fights. And yeah, those fights were close, but even still, I'm not getting hyped up for Yoel Romero, Israel Adesanya, because I just saw him lose, against Paulo Costa, and I can't get the hype around the title fight, and I feel like they're fighting for scraps right now, and even though they don't have to, Israel Adesanya fought in October. I don't mind Israel Adesanya coming back in June, in May, if it means it's going to be a big fight with a fighter with some hype behind them. I think this is what should happen with the division. Israel Adesanya should wait until June, somewhere around that time, probably International Fight Week even, and he should let, in the meantime, Jared Cannonier face off against Yoel Romero to decide who should fight for the title next. And I've said this before, but I want to repeat myself because I don't think it's gone through. I know the UFC matchmakers watch my videos because everything I say happens. So I'm going to say this. Leave Israel Adesanya on the sidelines for a bit. Let him recover. Let him grow as a fighter. He's young in the game anyway, so he's going to learn way more and come back a better version of himself. He's been really active recently, which could lead to some damage. He's had some wars with Kelvin Gastelum. Let him ease up a little bit and let Israel Adesanya evolve right now. Don't rush things for a title shot and instead make Yoel Romero versus Jared Cannonier a title elimination bout for when Israel Adesanya comes back. We can make Romero Cannonier in February or March. Have them back in June or July. I don't mind as long as there's going to be more hype around a contender. I don't like fishing for scraps because what that leaves you with is a John Jones situation where you pick off the division and there's nothing left and you have to wait for fights to happen. Then you've got an inactive champion that wants to be active in Israel Adesanya. Jared Cannonier, Yoel Romero for a title elimination bout next, and that leaves us with Robert Whittaker, Paulo Costa, Darren Till and Jack Hermansson. I don't know what Whittaker's going to do, but I think he should wait because he's starting to sound like he wants to come back right away, and he just got KO'd, and not only KO'd twice, basically, in the same fight. He got saved by the bell the first time, okay? He was pretty much out of it then. He got back up, and he got rocked and KO'd again. Take some time off. That brain needs some rest, okay? I don't want to see him turn around and talk about fighting in March. I'd like to see Whittaker around June as well, and I feel like a great fight for him would be Paulo Costa on his return. If we're delaying this division right now for the better of it, and for the better of the hype around the fights, I mean, you've got Darren Till who's injured his leg as well. I want to see the best versions of these guys. I don't want to rush everything and ruin good matchups. I want to see Israel wait till June to fight the winner of Jared Cannonier versus Yoel Romero, who are both healthy and ready to go right now. I want Paulo Costa to fight Robert Whittaker in June or July on his comeback fight for the next shot against the winner of Adesanya versus Yoel Romero or Cannonier. Okay? Then I want Darren Till, who's number 5 right now, to take some time in the division. You've just got here. You've got one win. I don't think that's enough to build hype around a title shot. Israel Adesanya seems to agree with me by saying that he needs to put in some work in the division and get some big wins. I know a great guy that would be a good win for Darren Till and a good fight for Darren Till, like sort of matchup wise. Darren Till versus Derek Brunson. Derek Brunson recently signed him fight deals. He's coming off 2-fight win streak over some decent names. He was recently on a huge pay-per-view. The same pay-per-view as Romero versus Costa. UFC 241 against Ian Heinich. A ranked guy. Won that fight as well. Derek Brunson versus Darren Till. Sounds like a good fight to me. I'd watch that on the main card of any pay-per-view. I'd watch it as potentially the headline of a decently stacked fight night card. I love that fight, and I think it's a great matchup for Darren Till to get another win under his belt. I don't mean to assume things, but come on. It's a good fight for Darren Till. I think he'd do pretty well against Derek Brunson. It lets him adjust to the division as well, so we don't rush to fight with him in Adesanya. You want to build momentum. If Darren Till can go out and get a KO or a dominant performance over the Gastelum one, because he did kind of lose a lot of hype over the Gastelum win because You know, as much like you need the casual hype around you, and when your fights aren't too warlike, you don't get the casual hype around you, and that's what Darren Till missed out on. I'm hyped about him, but the casuals haven't got the momentum with him yet. If he goes out there and gets a KO, adds a highlight to his record, builds the fight with Israel Adesanya even more, he'll get his chance eventually down the line. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for this division to take place. The next fight that needs to happen, Kelvin Gastelum versus Jack Hermansson, sounds amazing to me. I'd watch that any day of the week. Both guys coming off a loss. Number 7 versus number 6. Makes sense to me. Makes great sense to me. Hermansson versus Gastelum. Make it happen. Let's get these fights going. In the meantime, I like these ones. Edmund Shabazian, you're a young kid. You just beat Tavares and it launched you up the rankings. Let's take some time. I want Edmund Shabazian to either take on Uriah Hall. Actually, yeah, Uriah Hall. Done. Uriah Hall versus Edmund Shabazian sounds amazing to me. It's a good thing for Hall because he can fight a guy who's ranked above him, which he wants. It's a good name for Shabazian to fight because it would build some more momentum if he were to come away with the win, which I think he probably would. Shabazian versus Uriah Hall. Co-main event of any fight night. You've got Uriah Hall coming off 2 wins in a row, I believe. Big win over Bevan Lewis in his last fight. Edmund Shabazian, of course, coming through the Golden Boy, destroying everyone in his path. That sounds like a great fight to me. Then you've got Ian Heinisch, who's fighting Omari Akhmedov. You've got Antonio Carlos Jr., who's fighting Brad Tavares already. The bottom of the division is secured. Next fight I want to see happen, I want to see a young contender get a shot at Anderson Silva. That's what I want to see. And whether that be Anderson Silva versus Marvin Vettori, whether that be Anderson Silva versus Darren Stewart, whether it be Anderson Silva versus Makhmud Muradov, who recently got a big win as well, and a lot of hype behind him. I want to see Anderson Silva put his position on the line. I feel like he's earned to have to do that. He's lost a lot in a row. He's losing momentum in his career, and I think it comes a time with an old veteran where you lose so many in a row that you have to kind of risk your position to someone ranked below you. And I also think it might be even good for Anderson Silva to take a time off from fighting good competition and top competition, and instead take a step back. Try and get a win under his belt. Anderson Silva versus a young, hungry up-and-comer sounds amazing to me. I'm down. Make it happen. Then you've got Marvin Vettori, Brendan Allen, Darren Stewart, Makhmud Muradov. Fill in the blanks. Let's make some fights happen. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button there. Goodbye.